Hi everyone, I'm Chimaira and welcome to review of The Age of Hell, the 6th record by the band Chimaira. Today we're celebrating the 15th anniversary of release, so I decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I've already reviewed half of their discography, so go check those videos out. My story with this band is quite simple. I first heard their music on a Download 2001 sampler. It had a demo version of a song called Dead Inside. I loved that. 3 or 4 years later, my cousin, she had an MP3 player and on it was a song called Power Trip by Chimaira, which I loved. I just was like, wow, this is amazing. So when I finally got the internet in 2008, I've checked out their entire discography and I've been their fan ever since. The lineup on this release was Mark Hunter on the vocals, keyboards and samples, Rob Arnold on the guitars and bass, and Ben Schigel on the drums, the longtime producer of this band. This was the first record not written and recorded by the classic lineup of the band, the one from 2002 till 2010. It misses Jim LaMarca on the bass, Andos Herrig on the drums, Matt DeVries on the guitars, and Chris Spikuza on keyboards and sampler effects. All of those people will rejoin the band in 2017. The production style was handled by the band themselves. It's clean but heavy, no noise or no clipping, just the way I like it, nothing to complain about here. Message is diverse, the songs are mostly about personal struggles, relationship issues, addictions, stories about killing people, society, all of that stuff. I urge you to read the lyrics by yourself. Structure of the songs is mostly basic. We've got two ways how the tracks go. The first one is intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro. The second way is intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and bridge, which is from 2 to 4 different segments, and either the song ends here or they go straight to the outro, so they omit the third chorus. The only song with an advanced structure is an instrumental piece called Samsara. That one has more segments in the middle that only occur once. When it comes to the music genre, this is an experimental phase for the band. As usual, they mostly focus on their special blend of groove metal, thrash metal and death metal, but this time they add a lot of grunge influence into their music, more electronic elements than usual, some industrial metal and deathcore elements as well, and not that much nu metal as usual, to be honest. Again, I need to clarify that there is no metalcore on this release because Chimaira is not a metalcore band. Now we can finally talk about the performance on this release. Let's start with the band's drummer, Ben Schigel, the producer. His playing here is top notch. I love his double bass work, the grooves, the style, the tempo changes, the precision of his playing. He's straight up killing it here. Next we've got the bass work done by Rob Arnold. It's not that audible and mostly follows the guitars, nothing special to be honest. Then we've got all of the electronic, symphonic and industrial elements which do enrich the sound of the music, but I feel like there's a little bit too much of that here and there. It is not as tasty as Chris Spikuza would have done it. Then we've got the guitar work by Rob Arnold, and this is the beating soul of this band. Rob Arnold's guitar riffs is what Chimaira is, to be quite honest. His crunchy, groovy guitar riffs are intertwined with those more thrasher and death metalish ones. We've got countless beautiful and atmospheric guitar solos throughout this release. There is truly nothing that I could criticize about the guitar playing here. Last but not least, let's mention Mark Hunter's vocals. His growling, screaming, shouting, yelling is on point as usual, but what's quite surprising is his clean vocals here and there, which were clearly inspired by grunge movement, and I just love his singing, especially in a track like Beyond the Grave or Clockwork. He's straight up killing it here. You can tell that this was a passion project for the band, even if things weren't going that well behind the curtains. Now we can finally rate the individual songs. The album opens up with the title song, The Age of Hell. How this one was not a single with a music video is beyond me. This is fantastic. I love the build up in the intro, the verses, prepare for no one, this is the age of hell, and the cool, beautiful guitar melody, the middle part of this song is just fantastic. This is age of hell, the guitar solo, all of that. It's very short song but sweet, one of the highlights of this release for sure. It's just packed full of energy and intensity, 10 plus out of 10. Clockwork is slightly different, it has cool build up at the beginning, Clockwork, and then we get the beautiful chorus with the clean singing. Alone I fly just a little higher. far. Fly just a little and leave this all behind and leave this world behind. We get very cool double bass work during that chorus, but what's very surprising is the middle part of this song with saxophone and just chill out vibes all the way. Something that you would not imagine happening in a Chimaira song, but it's here and it's glorious, 10 out of 10. Losing My Mind is an interesting song because it has fantastic guitar riffs in the chorus and the bridge, but the verse is a little bit too overplayed for me. This song sounds like a filler, it sounds like a song that should not end up on the release. You dig what I'm saying? It's also a little bit too long, 5 minutes of this when around 3 minutes is just repeating all of the same stuff. These are my only complaints because I do enjoy listening through this song. I never skip it as it comes up on the record, but it just feels like a filler, 8 out of 10. Time Is Running Out again has a more experimental edge to it when it comes to the vocal performance. We've got some clean singing, then the weird chorus, all I raise forever, the time is running out, bow, 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 bow. The guitar riff is very juicy and fun to listen to. The bridge section slaps, there's nothing to complain about here. Another fantastic song from beginning to the end, 10 out of 10. Year of the Snake was released as a single with a music video, and wow, this track slaps. I love the main guitar riff, bound to the bound, to the bound, to the bound, to the bound, bound, bound. Fantastic clean singing and the chorus, with the snake, in the year of the snake, bound, bound, bound. But I just wish that the bridge section was slightly shorter. We do not need it that stretched out. Besides that, this is a banger through and through, 10 out of 10. Beyond the Grave is so-called ballad of this release. It's much more somber and melodic. It sounds like an Alice in Chains song, to be quite honest. Love the atmosphere of this one, it's chilled out. The singing in the chorus is the icing on the cake. The entire thing should have been a single with a music video. For sure, it would get Chimaira more fans, 10 out of 10. Next we've got Born in Blood, the heaviest song on the record that features Phil Bozeman of Whitechapel, and his feature just blows up everything out of the water. When he shows up in this song, it's like Chimaira transforms into Whitechapel because it just gets so heavy compared to anything else on this release. That's like the guitar riff underneath Phil Bozeman's vocals and just slaps. Nothing can stop us now. Yeah. One of the highlights of this release, for sure, and one of my favorite Chimaira songs, to be quite honest, 10 out of 10. Stoma is an interesting interlude. It kinda reminds me of that interlude from the first record, Pass Out of Existence, but it's way better here. Very nu metalish sound, 8 out of 10. Powerless also sounds like a classic Chimaira song. The guitar riffs are just stellar. I love the guitar solo, it's beautiful and one of a kind. Mark's vocals carry this song as well. Yeah, we've been so powerless to sanctify. What kind of god does this? Everything is fantastic here, one of the highlights of this release, 10 out of 10. Trigger Finger was one of the first songs that was played live from this album, and I am happy that it was, because it's one of the weakest one here. I'm actually not sure which song is worse, Losing My Mind or Trigger Finger. Both of them are still fun to listen to, don't get me wrong, those are great songs, but they're just not on the same level as everything else on this release. I love the guitar riffs in the verses and the bridge, but that chorus, man, that chorus is so generic sounding, like what the hell have you done? If I was the producer, I would not let this song end up on the record, that's all I'm going to say, but besides the chorus, everything slaps, so 8 out of 10. Scapegoat is one of the highlights of this release. It's heavy. I'm not your fucking scapegoat. Just to resurrect the truth. How much proof do you need to prove? I'm not your scapegoat. Very early 2003-2005 Chimaira coded track. I love the beautiful outro. The bridge is just one of a kind, and that flamenco at the end. Wow! Cherry on top of this cake. 10 plus out of 10. And the final song on the standard edition, Samsara, which features Emmy Wrestler of Death, a dude that will actually replace Rob Arnold in the band for the Crown of Phantoms album, which is hilarious to me. This track has a fantastic intro, very atmospheric guitar riffs, wow, 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 wow. I love that. But it's so funny to me that you can clearly distinct Rob Arnold's guitar riffs and solos from Emil. Like, Emil has a completely different vibe to his guitar playing. And I feel like it's detrimental to this song actually. Like, I wish this did not have a feature, like it would be just Rob Arnold doing his own thing, his ancient Egyptian sounding guitar riffs similar to old school Metallica. That's what I want to hear. Still, it's a flawless track nonetheless, but could have been better, 10 out of 10. Now let's talk about the B-sides. We've got Your Days Are Numbered. I am not sure why this song is not on the record, probably because it sounds very generic and fillerish, but at least it's way shorter than Losing My Mind. So I do enjoy this song, very heavy. I enjoy the chorus and the bridge the most, 8 out of 10. Scum of the Earth, I have no clue how this is not on the album. This is way better than Trigger Finger, Stoma or Losing My Mind. It's not a perfect song because I feel like yet again it's a little bit too long, should have been shorter by a minute or 90 seconds because it's very repetitive. But besides that, the guitar riff is crushing, the vocals slap, the chorus is great. I enjoy this one, 9 out of 10. And the final song, Wild Thing, Chip Taylor cover. This is a joke cover the band did. It has a different lineup than the album. It has Austin the Amon from Bleed the Sky on the drums, and I think Emil is already here and other dudes. I mean, for a joke this is pretty great, I have nothing against it, but you can tell that this is a joke song basically. 8 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable, the flow is fitting, groovability. Yeah, this is an excellent release. I enjoy most of the songs here. The highlights for me are obviously Scapegoat, Born in Blood, Beyond the Grave, Clockwork, The Age of Hell, Year of the Snake, Powerless, Samsara. Those are the songs I want to listen to over and over again. If it were up to me, I would actually trim this record down. I would remove Losing My Mind and Stoma, and I would replace Trigger Finger with Scum of the Earth. Then the album could have been even better. Besides that, what else can I add? This record is not as good as Pass Out of Existence, The Impossibility of Reason, the Self-Titled and The Infection, but it's, I feel, better than Resurrection. Resurrection does not have the same consistency as this album does, but at least Resurrection has some songs that are much better. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Resurrection has better moments, but it also has some weak songs like Pleasure and Pain or that Killing the Beast awful track. Here the weakest songs are Trigger Finger and Losing My Mind, which are still fun to listen through, so they're way better than Killing the Beast for example. So the consistency is much better compared to Resurrection, but the songs where it varies here. It is just impossible to find a weak Chimaira record. No matter which one you're going to choose, you're going to love it. Celebrate your sleep by spinning this record today, it deserves your attention. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, follow me on my Instagram in the description. Shout out to all my Patreon supporters who guys sponsor these videos, you're truly wonderful. You can join them if you want, so we can make you celebrate the anniversary of this album by listening to it today. It deserves your love and attention. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe, follow me on my Instagram, links in the description. Shout out to all my Patreon supporters who guys will sponsor these videos, you're all truly wonderful. You can join them if you want, so I can make you an album review, do me the cover, a great video of your choice. I will see you next time, bye!